Hi, Angie here for Tech Reporter TV. I have the iPhone 6 Plus in front of me that was just released in the United States, Germany, and a couple of other countries. This is a German version, but I think they are all pretty much the same. And today we want to take a closer look at a couple of apps that are already optimized for the iPhone 6 Plus because it has a bigger screen, 5.5 inches, and a full HD resolution, so 1920 by 1080, and the normal iPhone apps that existed before the iPhone 6 Plus was released are not optimized for the screen. They work and they are just scaled up. Some of the icons and so on, they don't really look that good if they are scaled up, and you have this weird keyboard that we know from the scaled apps on the iPads. Like this one is a very big standard Apple keyboard, the old keyboard that we know, and a couple of icons like the search icon here, they are a little bit washed, a little bit almost not in focus. So the apps work, and text looks great, pictures look great in these apps, but the apps are not optimized. You will clearly see this, especially if you want to type and you see such a big keyboard that's not really comfortable to write on the iPhone 6 Plus. So we want to take a look at some great apps that are already optimized. You might know some of them, maybe not all of them. So let's just start with one that probably everyone knows right now, and that is Evernote. It's actually a pretty good app. I love Evernote. I use it every day. I write my blog articles on here, I write notes on here, and the good thing is that it's synchronized everywhere. And actually what's pretty nice is that on such a big keyboard, or such a big device with a nice big keyboard like the iPhone 6 Plus or the Galaxy Note series and so on, you actually can type quite long articles on here if you have a big screen and pretty much enough room to type comfortably with your thumbs. And actually I did write long form articles on devices like this, the Galaxy Note, before the iPhone 6 Plus. And I used Evernote to sync everything with my computer and tablet and so on. And Evernote is already optimized. You can see you can just write notes, then save them or delete them. This is actually the German version now. I have almost 2000 notes synced in Evernote, and you can see the app is quite nice. The green is a little bit darker than we are used to from the standard Evernote. The app looks pretty nice. You have your notes, your recent notes that you can go through. You have notebooks, tags, and you can even see where you've made notes and sorted like this. For example, if you were on vacation and you took a couple of notes, you can see if you tap here, I didn't use this feature, where you took the notes. It's actually quite nice, even for pictures. For example, if you have to do your taxes at the end of the month, which most of us have to do, and especially if you're a freelancer and you have bills and so on that you need to save, it's pretty easy. Just take a picture of your latest cat bill, you will save it in Evernote. And then you, at the end of the year, when you have your taxes, when the taxes are due, you can just find all the bills and so on that you don't have already in your emails and so on. You already have them online somewhere, easy, accessible everywhere. So I like this feature. I like Evernote in general, so it's optimized for the iPhone 6 Plus. Download it, try it if you haven't already. The next app has something to do with Evernote, or at least with writing, and it's Swype. It's a custom keyboard for the iPhone, iPad and so on. You can download it for iOS 8 now, under iOS 8. You can change the keyboard in the settings. This is pretty nice. We have that in Android. We had that for years. We don't have it in Windows Phone yet, I think. And it finally came to the iOS platform. And this is right now the standard Apple keyboard. It's okay. It's not the best one, I think. There are two features I'm missing. First of all, at least with the German layout, I think it's the same with the English layout. You don't have punctuation and a comma. And you need that quite often if you're writing text. So you don't have that. And you don't have another row with numbers, which is very useful to have. Samsung has it on the Galaxy Note series. Sadly, none of the keyboards that are available so far for iOS 8 do have another numbers row. I hope there will be some that will have it, because especially on a big screen like this, you have enough space to add another numbers row. Okay, we don't have it in Swype, but Swype has other pretty useful features. So if you want to change the keyboard, you just hit this button and then you can change Apple or another keyboard. I have Swype already selected now. And the nice feature of Swype, first of all, you have punctuation and comma without pressing any buttons, you just hit them, which is really useful to have. But what's actually really nice is, let's just delete a little bit. No, we don't need to, but we somehow should change it to English so that I can write in English. Yeah, you know Swype probably from Android. I will just demonstrate it. You basically swipe around the letters here, and then the text that you're swiping will be written. So let's say, hello, this is a test. Hello, this is a test. Pretty good. So you don't have to use your thumbs to write a lot. You can just swipe around the keyboard, and it's actually really, really good. And yeah, it learns from you what you are writing. Of course, you can still type normally like this. It works pretty good. And yeah, that's one of the great features of Swype, that you just swipe around the keys and it tries to guess what you want to write, and it's really, really good. It's almost always right. Okay, this is Swype, a nice app that you should definitely try out if you haven't before. The next app is pretty nice if you like to take a lot of pictures, and the iPhone 6 Plus camera. It's an 8 megapixel camera with a quite big sensor and an optical image stabilization. And yeah, you want to take a lot of pictures, but the standard iPhone camera does not give you a lot of manual controls. If all, you can disable the flashlight. One camera app that has a lot of controls and that is always optimized for iOS 8, not for the big screen yet, but that doesn't really matter in this case, is VISCO Cam. So it's a free app, but you can buy a couple of filters if you want to as an in-app purchase. But we want to use the camera app. And yeah, the app function, the camera function, and that we have right here. I actually have an old Minolta camera that we want to take a picture of. And yeah, there we have it. I hope you can see it in the video. I think you can. So you can take just normal pictures like with every other camera app, but what's actually nice is if you go to the settings, first of all, you can still turn on and turn off the flash like with the standard cam, but if you go to advanced, you have a lot of manual controls. So this is the exposure. No, actually, yeah, this is not the exposure. Let's go to the beginning. I demonstrated before. So if you first press on advanced, then you get the exposure menu, where you can basically set the exposure manually, which is pretty nice. You can go back to auto by pressing this. And if you press this again, you go to the white balance. So we have a white table, white background here, and yeah, you can change the color temperature like this, which is pretty useful to control manually, because auto is not always right, and sometimes you want different colors because you have another light, you have a warm light and you want it to be warm and not standard white. Let's get back to auto. Then we have manual focus, which is really nice in this example right now. If you go to manual, we have it focused on this Minolta XD7, and in the background there's another lens, and we want to be focused on that one, so we just manually control the focus. So the Minolta is a little bit out of focus, only a little bit, and the lens in the background is now in focus. So just hit back auto, and then of course, like with most apps, you just have to press it. Actually, I activate it with my both fingers here, and what's actually quite nice is that you can first of all select the focus, where the focus should be, with this circle here, and then you can choose the exposure with another circle. That's especially useful if you have different lighting situations in one picture, and yeah, then you want to tell the camera, the software, on which part the auto exposure should take place, where it should measure. Okay, let's take a picture. And yeah, there we have it. I'm not sure right now how to delete them, which is actually quite sad. I probably have to press advanced again. Okay, then we press it again, and now we have ISO control, which is nice to have as well. You don't always want to have high ISO. Maybe you want to have it a little bit darker, so that you don't lose any colors and so on. You don't mind that it's a little bit darker but has more accurate colors. You hit it again, and then you have the, how do you call it, not frame rate, I'm not sure about the English name right now, but you can basically select how fast the camera takes a picture. So 1/100 is pretty fast, and then you can up to 1.5 and so on. 1/50, which is quite good, especially with the optical image stabilization. You can probably go quite high and stay still, quite slow, and still make a decent picture that's still sharp. Okay, anyway, you should play with it. That's it. That's the manual controls in this very nice camera app. This is VISCO Cam, a nice camera app if you like manual control. You should definitely check it out. It is free, only the filters cost something that I don't really use. Okay, this is VISCO Cam. The next app we want to take a closer look at is called Hotel Tonight. I don't know how popular it is in the United States. Maybe you know of it. It's not that popular or that widely known of in Germany. And yeah, it's actually really nice hotel room deal app. And it works basically that way, that you go to a city or somewhere and you need a hotel room for this night, for today, and then you can book it on here. You can book it for this night and the nights continuing, so for this night, the next night, and so on, but you can't book it in advance. For example, if I want to travel to Berlin right now next week, then I can't book it on here. I can only book it for today and the next day together with today, but not in advance. That's why it's actually quite cheap sometimes. For example, here you save 40 euros, which is about $50 I think, which is quite a lot. And yeah, quite a nice deal. Here you save 20 euros, about 20 euros, a little less. 10 euros. Here you save 20 euros, a little bit more than 20 euros again. So it's actually a quite nice app. The hotels are always pretty good. You have several classes. Some are called tips, some are called solid, some are called basic, some are luxury hotels. But yeah, it's actually quite nice. The app has always nice pictures of the hotel. And then you can choose how many nights you want to stay somewhere. It's up to 4 in case of this hotel, and then the price adjusts accordingly. Yeah, it's basically a hotel app that's optimized for the iPhone 6 Plus. It's quite nice. If you travel a lot, you should check it out. The next app is not new as well. It's called AnyList, and it's actually quite a nice grocery shopping list app. So you can add a couple of grocery lists or other lists. I have one here. I've got some things I need to buy, 2 eggs, a little bit of ground beef. I have a Galaxy Note 4 somewhere. I have to buy that when it's released to compare it with this phone. And yeah, that's one feature. You can add stuff to your grocery list, which is really nice to have. But what's especially interesting about this app is that it works together with recipes. So you can search online for recipes, some of it all on this device already, on the app already. Like we want to make roasted sweet potatoes. Then you can watch or see the full recipe. You need a couple of ingredients, and then there are steps how you make the roasted sweet potatoes. But you might or probably don't have all of it at home, so you can add all ingredients to the list. But some of it I have at home already. I don't have sweet potatoes. They're kind of hard to get in Germany. I don't have sweet onions. I have olive oil, so I don't need it. I have garlic. I think I'm out of garlic. I need that. No, I don't have that, but I have salt and pepper. So yeah, those that I don't have at home, they are added to my grocery list. Then when I go back to the list here, they are added to my grocery list, and I know that I have to buy them. So it's quite nice. It's a quite interesting combination between a grocery shopping list and recipes. So yeah, you can create your own, of course, as well. Okay, let's go to the next app, and that is pretty interesting. It's called Day One. It's basically, I would call it a diary app. And I don't think if I would use it as a diary, I don't think I would be comfortable if I would have a diary to write it on a phone that might get stolen. I think I can save things online here. I'm not sure right now, or back them up somewhere, and you never know in these days with Jennifer Lawrence pictures leaked, if you should have really private stuff on electronic devices that are connected to the internet. I don't know, but what I would probably use it for is for travel diary. That's not that intimate, and yeah, you can just write down your memories, what you've seen, take a couple of pictures, add them here. You can add a map to here. And it's really interesting. It's actually would probably be a really good diary app if you have you like to take diaries and write it on your phone. It's actually quite nice for that, I guess. But yeah, I would use it for a travel diary where I add pictures. Pictures where I add a time, a date. You can add it over here. Yeah, it's pretty complex. You can save the weather. You can get the weather from a weather app probably, or just saved automatically. I'm not sure. When I hit done, is it just the weather? Well, the weather is down here, yes. No, I don't want to have it on the Mac. The weather is down here where I wrote it, and then of course you can add some text and some pictures. Okay, last photo taken. It should be, yes, use photo GPS so that I know where it was taken. So yeah, that's nice. It's a nice diary app basically that is optimized for the iPhone 6 Plus and its bigger display. Okay, let's go to the last app, and that is KitchenStories, and this is actually one of the apps. A couple of these are recommended by Apple for the new iPhones. KitchenStories is one of them, and it's actually a quite nice recipe app. Right now I have here some pasta open. What do I want to cook tomorrow? Yeah, maybe this fluffige Kirschtörtchen. It's in German now. I hope it's also available in English. I think so. Yeah, and what's actually nice about it is you have really nice pictures. It's a very nice design that's optimized for this display as well. Yeah, you can see always the steps, what you have to buy. There's a grocery list integrated as well. You can see what you have to do. And yeah, what's pretty nice about it is some apps have it. What's always nice to have is that they have videos of how to do certain stuff. So this is how you make cream like this, so that it is not, how do you call it, liquid anymore. How to get the peel of citrus out, and yeah, so on. How to get vanilla out of those long woody things. Yeah, pretty nice videos. It's actually quite nice. Let's quickly check if it's available in English actually, because I'm not sure. It looks like a German app, which is does not happen that often that Apple recommends German lists. It's actually a German app, but I think you should be able to use it in English as well, or learn some German. You should always learn some German. Okay, these are 7 interesting apps. One that's only available, it's not only available in German, but it's probably in German. Please check it out, KitchenStories. Yeah, Evernote, AnyList, Swype, Hotel Tonight, VISCO Cam, and the Day One Diary. Those are 7 pretty interesting apps that are right now optimized for the iPhone 6 Plus, and to at least up until today, not a lot of apps are optimized for this big display. But what's more interesting probably is which apps are you using. Please write it in the comments so that we can all see good recommendations for good apps for the iPhone 6 Plus. Which apps do you like to use most on it, on this big phablet smartphone? Yeah, the iPhone 6 Plus. I'm NJ for Tech Reporter TV. Thanks so much for watching.